the Ohio Living Creative Arts Academy. It's a wonderful way in which we continue to embrace lifelong learning. It's a way in which we try to help residents try something new and also to explore things that they're passionate about.
I feel like I'm living in college for seniors, you know? It just feels wonderful.
Well, we know the research shows that, brain development is ongoing, and it's not that you can't learn new things, it's that it's not as easy to learn new things.
We could do this. We could do this with the residents.
Well, when Rochelle did reach out to the folks at Ohio Living saying, hey, we really should do something about film, the leadership's team here really embraced the idea of like, yes, let's add that to the curriculum that we offer, the programming that we do every day.
Moonshine and Kafka is the title of the film. Throughout the curriculum, the theme of moonshine was just sort of ever present.
Well, I have very fond memories of my trips to my relatives' homes down in North Carolina. My uncle would say, we would like to get some moonshine. And I had no clue what moonshine was. I was so innocent, you know. So we went down to the river and I was to retrieve this jar on the end of a string that was being cooled in the river. And so I heaved it up and ran it up to my uncle. Probably broke all kinds of laws.
Well, I tell you, honestly, in my family, back in the Prohibition times, we had a famous, in our family, a famous cousin Charlie, who was high in the mafia, and we had a still in the attic of our home.
The Kafka aspect of the film is related to the fact that we have a sad character. In the beginning, you're introduced to sad Barbara, and she morphs, hence the metamorphosis in Kafka. She morphs into a happy person by the end with the help of her friends at the Life Plan community.
One of the philosophies of care that we embrace here is the Eden alternative. And one of the things that we've noticed about older adults is sometimes there is this human spirit that is just plagued with boredom, loneliness, and helplessness. And by creating unique programming, it provides opportunities for residents to get beyond themselves and to truly grow and be who they really want to be.
I will be 92 in a week. It's never too late to do something different. It's never too late to learn. It's never too late to be open to new people.
It was so much fun. I would never, ever regret doing this again.
I bet they'll refund his entrance fee.
Okay, folks, that's a wrap. See you next week.
Great, I'm starved. Who else is hungry? Special tonight is filet mignon.
Hey, Barbara, honey, you want to join us for dinner tonight?
I don't know. Go ahead without me. I'll be alone.
Hey, how do you like being in the drama club? Do you enjoy living here?
I don't know. It's all right, I guess.
Remember the talent show tomorrow night. Live, love, laugh, and be happy.
Oh, honey, just give it time. Soon, it'll feel like home here.
Fair tempers warning, riding the crest of its mountain.
What still might be. Hoping each day, new opportunities I'll see.
I was thinking, Barbara, weren't you a journalism professor when you were at the university?
I was.
Well, we need an article for our newsletter. And there's someone here that would be perfect for you to interview. She is big at the casino. And quite frankly, she's a bit of a mystery woman. It would be a great article.
Okay, I'll give it a go. So, I was asked to interview you for our newsletter, The Chatterbox. You've been the talk of the town since we heard you hit it big at the casino. Are you willing to tell us how much so we could put the rumors to rest? We know it was quite a large sum due to the police escort and all.
Could I just say that it's in the six-figure range?
Oh my. I'm not an expert at numbers, but that's a lot of numbers. Whether it's 100,000 or 900,000, that is quite a haul. So now that you've told me how much, sort of, can you tell me how? How did you win so big?
Well, I was just playing the roulette wheel like I usually do. And I have my favorite numbers, and I was really lucky, so.
So, was there anything in your past or in your upbringing in North Carolina, was it, that prepared you for your success as a gambler?
Well, my father was a bit of a card player, and then there's something else that I never told anyone, and that's the fact that my father was a bootlegger.
Wow, that must have been interesting.
Yes, it really was, and I was also a runner for him.
A runner?
Yes, we kept the moonshine down in the river to keep it cool, and I would be a runner and go down and get the moonshine for him and bring it up.
Was there anything else you did to help your father?
Yes, often we would disguise ourselves in different costumes so that no one would know us. And my father even dressed as my mother one time.
Oh my, was it ever dangerous? You know, scrapes with the law.
Sometimes we did get into it with the competition.
Oh, you can go ahead.
I'm afraid I have some disturbing news. Mona is missing.
Well, how could something like that happen?
I knew there was something fishy about her.
I'll bet it's an inside job.
Maybe she had some mob connections.
What? Why are you looking at me? Just 'cause I'm from Youngstown, you guys are always picking on me.
I'm in shock over the news of Mona.
The mysterious Mona. There's got to be some clues out there somewhere.
Should we be worried about our safety?
I'm not sure. They haven't said very much about this investigation. I don't know very much about it. Why are you so quiet tonight, Gene?
I got nothing to say, I guess.
I've always been suspicious of Gene. And then when I saw him smoking an electric cigarette the same as Mona, that made me even more suspicious.
I will pass that on to the detectives. They may be interested. While you're here, there is something I would like to show you. The detectives asked if any of you folks might find something in here that would be helpful.
Have you made plans to invest or spend all that money?
Well, I'll certainly have to revise my bucket list.
I have to be strong so that I can fight off those intruders.
I really don't think that's very funny.
What's not funny is being interviewed by the police for an hour. I wonder who the snitch is.
Uh-oh, speaking of detectives.
So, while she came into a large sum of money, we understand that she said something about updating her bucket list?
Yes, she did. But when I asked how, she buttoned up, wouldn't talk about it.
The detective here tells me that while she's still missing, nobody has been found, and there really isn't much to go on.
I remember one interesting thing from our conversation. She said as a young child, she and her father became masters of disguises. They often went into towns dressed as different people each time.
I'm not sure how that helps us find a missing person, but we'll certainly take note of it.
It's such a shame that Barbara was adjusting so well, and then this awful thing happened with Mona.
Yeah, I wish that we could find a way to snap her out of it.
I could let her dance with my kitty cat.
Hey, everybody! I just saw Jean leaving with the police.
And thanks to Reed and his daughter-in-law lawyer, they decided they couldn't pin anything on me.
We promised not to tease you anymore about being a gangster, Jean. That must have been awful.
It sure was. But laughing and talking about it sure helps. And so does the moonshine that you guys gave me.
Moonshine?
Yes, detective. I've been combing through Mona's searches on the library computer, and I feel quite confident with the conclusions I've reached. When you get the lab results back from the blood analysis, you'll see what I mean, and we'll have the final piece to the puzzle. Come in.
Well, hi, Barbara. We just stopped by to see how you were doing. Thought maybe you might like to play cards with us later on.
Have you been out of town? No one has seen you recently.
And Jean is back.
Yes, I heard that. Have you had any of this moonshine yet?
Moonshine?
Blood analysis negative, composite of arrowroot, a white powder used in baking, children's red non-toxic powder paint, and coffee concentrate, thus confirming your theory that blood was not real. I owe you and Reed some donuts. Say nothing until you hear from me.
This is Reed. You know what to do.
Reed, it's Barbara. It's just as we thought. The blood results were negative. So that blood was fake. We were right all along. But he does not want us to say anything right now until they figure out their next move.
Is that Jean? Who is that supposed to be?
Bonnie and Clyde?
Is that Mona?
I am from green grass and sparkling snow, from blazing colored leaves and summer's glow, from the smell of roses and lilies of the valley, and the taste of roast beef and apple pie, from the sounds of music and crickets, baseball and football games. I am also from tall buildings and crowded streets, from the sounds of many different languages and the taste of many different foods, from the thrill and fear of performing, and the joy and frustration of teaching, from physical pain and disappointment to recovery and rehab with loving support from family and friends, from busy days and lonely nights, memories of yesterdays and hopes for tomorrow. Where am I from? To where am I going? I am home.
It's just been a very wonderful experience. And if we have a sequel, I'll be vying for a part.
Definitely there will be a sequel. We have so many questions to answer. What does Mona do with all that money? What about Gene? What's going on with Gene and Mona? We have a lot of questions to answer. The public demands to know.